I struggled through a long battle, a difficult fight between me and my shadow. I always thought that it should be larger, that I would cast it so far that even as far as the mind could see, that would be under the shade of my darkness. That I would have my own harvest, that I could sit on my throne armrest, kick back and rest in the safety of my fortress, casting an image that solely declared my awesomeness. Then I decided to step into the real world to find that the real world had no sun. No one to see the shadow I had built up. The world was dark itself, in which case a shadow I had become. It seemed as though I was de-strung, unraveled by the lack of freedom that I thought this world would thrive on. So I walked through this dark pit, this black abyss, the unknown mist, and I continued to press on, no quit. But if you've ever tried to walk in the midst of darkness, you're lost in the absence of bliss. My little Trista discovered the gist of this world is to keep you below the rest. So after time and time I pressed, finally to my knees I collapsed. My conquest had proven hopeless, my joy had been revoked, and my shadow seemed all laid to rest. Alone in this deep dark mess of unrest, I couldn't see to my right or to my left. The ground seemed to shake as though a battle was waged, but the darkness masked the sound as though I was deaf. And in the midst of this depth, my shoulder was tapped. There stood my shadow. All he said was, "Get dressed." Now, I stood there for a minute perplexed and wondering how my shadow had shown up where there was nothing left. He cried again, "Son, it's because I never left. The whole time you thought you would be the best, you had the best, buried in your chest, waiting for your cry of distress. Now, if you'd like to walk in my shadow, I'd love to have you. My throne's armrest can be your playground. My fortress is your dwelling house, and my awesomeness is for you to shout about. To declare that when you were down and out, that I was the paramount. I had your back then and I have it now. My harvest is ripe and plentiful, so let's walk and you can gaze in the likes of my shadow."